Covering Carolina, author, psychologist, and youth minister Telika McCoy wears a lot of different hats, but they all fit this Wake County woman's mission to help children thrive and to also make them feel great about themselves. Where her life experiences led her down this path. She's today's voice for change.
I decided that I needed to be a voice for change when I saw so many individuals lacking self-love. It seemed, even when I was a child, that even in my own experience, I really didn't have a lot of self-love. I would look at myself in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. I saw this kinky hair, I saw this brown skin, I saw these white teeth with that brown skin, and I thought that that's not really popular. And so I struggled with self-love. Well, as I grew older, I realized that many of us struggle with self-love. And so I wanted to be a voice of change, really to help people see who they really are and the value that they have and what they can give to the world. Me witnessing racism in the lives of children is really what really promoted this idea for me of being a voice of change. I researched and studied Doctors Kenneth and Mamie Clark. They were psychologists in the 1940s, and they conducted what is colloquially called the doll test. What they did, this was around the civil rights movement, they were very impactful. What they did was they wanted to understand how segregation impacted the psychological or the psyche of African American children. And so what they did was they put a white doll and a black doll before these little black children, and they asked them a series of questions. These psychologists asked them, which doll is the good doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the ugly doll? And what they discovered is that these young children had already formed an idea of beauty, an idea of what was bad as it pertained to race. And so whenever these doctors asked them those questions, they thought the good doll was the white doll and the bad doll was the black doll. The good doll, you know, the pretty doll was the white doll, and the ugly doll was the black doll. And so they realized that in American culture, somewhere along the way, at a very early age, these African American children, they thought that black was wrong. And so these studies have been reproduced over the years. And what we have discovered, even as scientists, is that children of all races, they have these preconceived notions about what is good, what is bad, what is pretty, what is ugly, and they relate that to skin tone. My hope for the future is that we can all look within ourselves and find something good. And when we find that good thing about ourselves, we want to share it with the rest of the world. And if everyone reaches inside and finds things like love, things like giving to others and caring for others, if we find that for ourselves, if we really care for ourselves and we love ourselves, my hope is that that will spread from the inside out.
Well, such a fulfilling and rewarding mission she's on. And Rob, I love it when she said, find something good within yourself.
Yeah, such an important message, especially during this time, right, Sharon? I think during the pandemic, all of us are living through so much uncertainty professionally and personally. So many people also may be trapped by themselves or in their own thoughts because we're not supposed to be outside mingling with people. So having that positive feeling of self-worth is so especially important right now.
Absolutely. And the fact that she's there, I mean, it's just another person that's willing to be there to be positive and encourage you. And that just goes such a long way. We need that right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is what she's talking about, but when I get home later, should I just look in the mirror and just be like, Rob, you're wonderful?
That is exactly what she's talking about. Yes, yes, yes. Because, you know, like my grandmother says, Sharon, don't forget where you come from. You know, she was like, be proud of who you are, you know, and like you said, look in the mirror and be like, you know what? Hey, here's something good about me today.
For a second, I thought about doing an accent with my mom, but no, I don't want to go there. She'll get mad.
No, my grandmother would probably not be proud of my accent, but you know.
All right, so we also want